Another day of training camp is in the books, and I am here to recap it and talk about what some of the bigger things were today at practice. Before we get started today, Matt O'Leary NY on socials, and the Talking Jets panel is tonight. Please make sure to check that out over on the Talking Jets channel. So there are a few things to note from training camp so far, and just practice today, and every day is different storylines coming out, and there are some talking points that I think are worthwhile to catch you up on today. The first of which is Jermaine Johnson's stock continues to rise. He was a first round pick from the 2022 NFL draft class, and due to Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson's success, that's defensive rookie of the year and offensive rookie of the year, and then Ed and Breece Hall, who probably would have won offensive rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt mid-season. That's three guys who kind of overshadowed their other first round pick, which was Jermaine Johnson, who I was speaking with Jake Asman earlier today and was saying that he was someone who was projected to go in the top 10. Some even liked him at pick 4 for the New York Jets, and the Jets somehow get him in the 20s. They move back up in order to land him at the end of the first round. And he is kind of the forgotten guy, even though there were some nice moments. He didn't put up any gaudy numbers, but in a limited role, he was pretty solid and made a really nice play against Josh Allen. And supposedly his stock is continuing to rise as he was starting defensive end. He was a starter with JFM. Those were the two starters at edge rusher for the New York Jets, with Quinnen Williams obviously on the interior, and Al Woods as well, who seems like he has the inside track to be starting next to Quinnen Williams. The Jets are so deep on the defensive line at both interior and on the edge. So it doesn't necessarily matter a whole lot, because if, let's say, Jermaine Johnson is technically the starter, JFM's going to play a ton of snaps. They're going to get Carl Lawson in there. They are going to mix in Bryce Huff and Will McDonald. They are really, really deep at the position, but good to see the growth from Jermaine Johnson heading into year 2. I think his snap count goes up, and I think we reap the benefits because, well, getting better players on the field is a good thing. It wasn't a fantastic day for the offense, but a couple of things to note. Aaron Rodgers with just an unbelievable throw to Jeremy Ruckert, and really nice adjustment from Ruckert on the ball there. He is getting a really nice look due to CJ Uzomah being banged up a little bit and Tyler Conklin not getting utilized a whole lot so far early on in training camp. Jeremy Ruckert, year 2 leap. Talk about another guy from the 2022 draft class. We had Jermaine Johnson, Jeremy Ruckert, add him to the list. Love that. And Garrett Wilson, a couple of nice plays from Garrett Wilson. You had the deep throw down the left-hand sideline, 35-yard touchdown. I can't wait to continue to see more Garrett Wilson good things. I'm absolutely thrilled to continue to hear good things about Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. And the two might combine for 1,500 yards, which may sound insane for a Jets wide receiver, but it's the reality. Unfortunately, today was a bad Mekhi Becton day, which isn't crazy surprising. I'll explain why in a second, because this is the first time that he is getting padded action, right? The pads were on today in a couple of years. He was hurt and missed a majority of training camp last year, and he didn't really play a whole lot in 2021. So him coming on slowly really isn't all that much of a surprise. He was beat by Carl Lawson a couple of times, which had me thinking back to 2021 training camp, and Will McDonald got him another time. And Will McDonald is really speedy and really bendy, and that's, in the past, the kind of player that Mekhi Becton has struggled against. And Carl Lawson kind of also fits that bill, even though he does have a bull rush element to his game as well. But the speedy, twitched up guy is not someone that Mekhi Becton usually plays well against due to his size. He's a bigger guy, and even with the lost weight, that's not his strong suit. And last but certainly not least, Sauce Gardner got the first interception of training camp from Aaron Rodgers. Seemed like a miscommunication. The ball kind of sailed and went right to Sauce Gardner. So hopefully that is a sign of things to come for Sauce. You'd like to see him intercept some more passes. He had 2 last year. You're hoping to see that number go up. And, Aaron Rodgers is going to make mistakes in training camp. And I'm sure, there's a small part of the audience that are going to blow that one out of proportion, say like, oh my God, here we go. Interceptions, Aaron Rodgers, washed, done, cooked, whatever adjective you want to throw in there. For veteran quarterbacks, a lot of training camp is trying to see what you can get away with and trying to push the limitations, right? Be like, oh, I can make this throw, but, or let's see rather instead if I can make this throw. And if it gets interception, you go, okay, well, I know in that situation, I'm not going to make that throw in game, and hopefully it translates. With the younger quarterbacks, Darnold and Wilson, didn't really have it translate. There were those mental mistakes still. And you're hoping with Aaron Rodgers that does translate, and because he's a much smarter player and better player than both those guys. So there you have it. A pretty good day for the defense, I would say, an up and down day for the offense. But to me, the biggest takeaway, Jermaine Johnson stock going up. Aaron Rodgers, even when he got a little cold, there were a couple tough throws in a row. Like he was picked off and there was an incomplete pass. I believe it was DJ Reed who made the play on the ball and then comes right back and throws a 35-yard touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson. So no reason to panic, but that was my biggest takeaways from training camp practice today. You let me know yours in the comments below. Once again, I'm Matt. I'll catch you next time.